Got all the paint here, and I've been waiting around. Time to build an inner fairing. This is probably the one thing I've been the most scared about. Too much electronics. I took it all apart quick. Hopefully I can put it all back together quick. My name's Lyonel Gammon, and I have a story to tell you. Years ago, I found my grandfather's motorcycle buried and forgotten in his old cabbing barn. I decided that bike needed to be restored and put back where it belonged, and that's on the road. So along the way, I learned there's a lot of things to hate about building a motorcycle. But at the end of the day, I fell in love with the process of building and creating a motorcycle and putting it back on the road. Well, I went back for a second round, and you were there with me as we took King Solomon, a pile of parts on a pallet, and turned it into a road-conquering chopper. Well, I thought that was it. I thought that's plenty for me. That's what I need to do in my motorcycle career and my motorcycle journey is build 2 bikes, now I can just ride them. Well, then a challenge just came, fell at my feet. And I am a mature adult and I can say no to being taunted, but I'll never back down from a challenge. Come with me on Barnyard Bike Season 3 as we get back to building. I got baggies full of everything, parts here, parts there. So fingers crossed we're gonna get after it. I've covered everything up because I was scared to death of any of the paint getting ruined and messed up, so unveil it. All right, so that's the outer fairing. Here's the inner fairing. I did put a little bit of work to it. All right. So of course, inner fairing is what supports everything. So you've got the full mount bracket here, which actually bolts on, and then I've got to build everything else. So we've got air vents, we've got speaker boxes, we've got the compartments that you can store stuff. I don't know if you call it a jockey box or just what. Once that's wrapped up and done, I'm gonna get the Speedo built, put the Speedo together, get it mounted, cover up all the ugliness of the bars, get this bad boy put on, and we might be getting some serious progress done. So let's get after it. And of course I tore it apart. I don't remember the exact order of teardown, so we're gonna wing it just a little bit. And I'm gonna start with those air vents because I believe there's other elements that actually strap to them. That's the glove box. Actually, we're gonna start with the boxes. So I tried to label everything as I took it apart. Now I just gotta realize what I'm doing. Left side storage bolts. That's what I'm talking about. We're actually working on the right side though. Here we go. Right side hinge bolts. Put that there. Upper fork bolts. There we go. Right side storage bolts. I labeled there's only 2 of them. You know, it's one thing to tear the sucker apart with paint that you don't care about. Now get it back with paint that you care about and not destroy it. So as I'm looking at this and sizing it up, I'm realizing that I've got these little tiny clips in here for the actual door hinge. And as I look at it, I'm realizing if I put this box on now, there's no way I'm ever gonna reach inside there. So we're gonna pause here. I'm gonna grab the hinge, get that assembly put together. That way I can access the 4 bolts. Then we'll come back and put the box on. Of course, I didn't label these, so we're gonna go trial and error, size them up. And that sizes. That dog will hunt. That's the hinges. We're looking for right side hinge bolts. There was 4 of them in total. How many do I got here? Yep, 4 holes. So before I get too far, I do wanna kinda clean this up a little bit. New paint, it all looks nice. No point in dirtying it up. So, gonna get a little blue Loctite. Just a dab. Don't go crazy. So one thing I've decided to do when I'm doing this, the inner fairing, is everything is in twos. So you have 2 speaker boxes, 2 compartments, 2 hinges, 2 doors. So I'm gonna do it all at the same time. I'm gonna put both hinges on, then I'm gonna put both doors on. So that's actually done. But if you check this out, you'll see how this operates. The hinge is here, this is the doors closed. Pull the hinge, door opens up. Harley came up with their own soft close, of course, and everything just soft closes down. Easy enough. Put the next hinge on, clean that one up, and then we will get after the actual doors themselves.
What if the motorcycle accident wasn't my fault?
Call Law Tigers.
What if I can't get this jacket to close for some strange reason?
Don't call Law Tigers.
What if they rear-ended me and now I'm injured?
Definitely call Law Tigers.
The suit fit me perfect at prom.
That was decades ago. Don't call Law Tigers.
Oh, great!
Injured in a motorcycle accident? Call Law Tigers before you call your insurance company.
Hinges are in. We're gonna put some doors in now. I want to dry fit this just to make sure it fits right and make sure I have the right tools. Yeah, lines up tight. We've got 4 bolts here. You know what those look like? They had red Loctite on them. I might need to clean those up. Nothing worse than things not lining up the way you want with beautiful paint that's just been done and accomplished. Now, in theory, if we check our work, here's the inside of the fairing. Compartment box, open up, full storage, whatever you need, and the hinge brings it back to close. I'm happy. It's like an intricate little jigsaw puzzle. My paint flags worked well. That told me that that connects to the 12 volt. This one here is USB. All right, so we've got storage compartments are in. If we progressively work our way up, we have the vents that need to go in. Speaker boxes need to go in. Let's check out the vents. I just broke my vent. Are you kidding me? That little bugger just came off of somewhere right there. This little guy's the latch to the locking mechanism that leaves that vent open. All right, time for education. Simply push this lever here and the vent opens. Vent is opened. Push the lever again and the vent closes. Well, when you forcefully press it with your fingers, you break the little mechanism inside there, and now that vent is permanently open. Probably can't see it in here, but If you look right there, there's a little tiny catch aid right there. Click it in, it catches. Press it again, it releases. And that is right there. That's the catch aid. Sheared her straight off. Well, if it's not one thing, it's another. All right, so that was right side. Let's start with the right side. We've already broke it. Can't do much more damage to it.
But guess what? If I leave both vents closed, I would never know there was a vent to even open.
Now you can call it a true custom motorcycle. I custom broke it and I'm custom living with it. Because I bet that piece is $95 at the good old Harley Davidson dealership.
The only thing standing between you and the open road is some garage time with the right parts and accessories to make your motorcycle roar. And that's why riders everywhere choose DennisKirk.com, the one stop you need to get your Harley back on the road. Our knowledgeable tech staff will help you navigate our more than 185,000 parts, apparel, and accessories that are ready to ship today, with free shipping on all orders over $89. So tune up your ride and get ready for the next adventure. Ride more, wait less. Dennis Kirk.
And I have no clue. I have no clue how this goes on there. I do not recall, sir. It goes like this. All right, 2x2. One side in, we're gonna put the next side in, and I'm not gonna break that side. So talking jigsaw puzzle, it is not snapping in here like it should. So I'm not gonna force anything. I'm gonna take my time and get it right. There we go. Okay, storage boxes are in, vents are in, storage caps are in, 12 volts in, the metal bracket is in. I think I might be getting pretty close. I'm gonna wait on putting the speakers back in. Not gonna put those in yet. We're gonna work on those. I wanna size this up and hang it on there. See, I put the new Paul Yaffe drop blocks mount. What that does, that actually takes the full fairing and drops it 2 inches. So it's already installed. I just wanna slip this in there and take a look to see how it actually is all lining up and how it looks. And then we'll take the next steps and see where we are. Okay, so electrical. Okay, so you have 4 bolts that hold your inner fairing in. When you go to size up your fairing, make sure you pull your inner bolts. I'd left them in there so I didn't lose them. Can't put this on with them there. Woohoo! Now it's looking like a motorcycle. Okay, so it fits on. We're good there. I got to finish everything here with the Speedo. I need to do that first because I don't want to try to fight to get in there. But we're close. Very, very close. All right, so now that I know this fits, I want to get it out of the way. That way I can actually install the Speedo. That can sit for a minute. I want to finish up everything that goes around the handlebars so that's clean and organized, because once that stuff's in, this can go in permanently because you can't access it again. So the Harleys traditionally have a twist lock here. Lock your forks, turn it on to auxiliary power. I wanted to do something a little different. So you keep the factory bezel piece, and this is a simple, old school, I guess, ghetto, if you want to call it ghetto, I think it's cool, push button. So no longer auxiliary power, just straight power. Boom, push the power, lights everything up, fire the motorcycle up. So, I don't know, something a little different I wanted to do. New paint. Son of a gun. Alright, let's do this right. Thanks, man. Okay, so switch blank, the right hand side. Well, I don't like that. I ran the cabling wrong. There's a little tiny switch inside here that I can't get my fingers into. Just finger tight, then we'll make it right. After a little bit of reading, just want to line it up, make sure it's right before I rip off this 3M adhesive tape, because once you take that off, you're cooked. Quite frankly, I'm cooked. I can't pull the tape off anyway. And someday when I push that button, it'll have power. Someday I push that button, there's power, then I push that button, it's gonna start. That's pretty. That's pretty. I'll lock it. Almost looks like a motorcycle. At some point, this bike is gonna match the amazing paint job that JC did. It's not there yet, but we're getting close. We're getting real close. There's fewer and fewer parts left on the table. All right, so now we got hello. Now we've got the Speedo and the tack in. What am I doing? This is going the wrong way. It tells you when you need to stop working. And nothing like doing this alone and worrying about the paint. Oh! All right, so we're locked in now. It's loosely set. So Paul, of course, challenged me to build this bike. I wanted to use as much parts of Paul's as possible. He has what's called the drop block. So the drop block actually takes your whole fairing and drops it down 2 inches. So I've installed the drop block here, made the modifications to the frame that you have to do, but then there's a supporting rod. For some reason, when Harley made the Road Glide, they made this supporting bracket that came off of the fairing down to the crash bars. I'm not running crash bars. Some people love them, some people hate them. I don't like them. So instead, they has a support bracket. So now that I've got the inner fairing resting here, I'm going to figure out how to mount that supporting bracket, get this completely locked down, locked tight, ready to go, and not have to worry about it. But that right there is the look. That looks awesome. It's clean. That beautiful brown is just that vintage hot rod feel. I'll tell you what I really love about Paul, and no shameless plug to Paul. He's a friend. I like him. I respect him. All of his parts have an online catalog of instructions. So plain and simple, you want to know how to put this part in, you literally go online, it's right there, easy instructions, easy to follow, you can zip right through it. Or you can do what I did, old school, and I printed them. All right, so I consulted the magical instructions from Paul, which I absolutely love because not only are they Paul's instructions and his words, I can tell it's his language, you know, it's how Paul speaks. But the technician doing the work on it was Jason Mook, so absolutely love Jason. He helped me out on my very first bike, so it's all coming full circle now. All right, so I've ran into an error here. I need to put some bolts in just to keep this fairing into place just a little bit because I'm fighting the inner fairing as it's wiggling. So I'm just going to run a couple of bolts hand tight to keep this fairing in place. The last thing I want to do is lose the whole thing. And I know I'm doing this wrong because I'm doing it my way, but I like to put it up in first, make sure it's going to fit and it's right. Finger tight 1 or 2 bolts and then come back, lock tight the rest, pull out the ones that are finger tight and go from there. It's a little nerve-wracking drilling into the bike when you're this close to final assembly. And I don't care what anybody says. Am I trying to buy Paul's favor by using all of his parts? Yes. Yes, I am. Do I know what I'm doing? No. No, I don't. I'm learning. Install brackets in. Fairing's not tight. I only have 2 bolts in it. That's why I got a little play. But I've ripped my glove. I'm tired. I've been in here too long. I'm going to bed.